All right, my friends, here we have a story. A story. A Baal Shem Tov story. Maybe you heard the story, but you'll hear it again. I certainly heard the story. I'm saying it again. The Baal Shem Tov was a very great, tremendous leader, very wise, inspired a lot of people. He had a lot of followers. One of his followers was and he was also known to a lot of people. His name started to get very advertised. There was a whole new, lively type of way of doing Torah and commandments, a new type of inspiration from love. Okay, so his pupils didn't necessarily all live together. There was one of his pupils, or one of the people that was affected by him, a Chassid, whatever, and he had like 10 children. He lived with his wife in this little shack, and he was tremendously poor, very poor. And one day, it was like a Thursday or a Wednesday night, he heard this carriage stopped in front of his house. He looks, he can't believe his eyes. It's the Baal Shem Tov. And the Baal Shem Tov comes out of his wagon with 9 of his pupils. And he runs out, he says, "Oh, I'm so grateful you came, Baal Shem Tov. Can I help you? Is there anything you want? I can do anything." He says, "Well, we'd like to just stay over the night, just to sleep here." He says, "Oh, sure, 100%, yes, I will, but I don't have that many beds and things like that, but don't worry, I'll make it." So he put all of his kids like into one room. He told them the holy Baal Shem Tov is here, and he gave them all mattresses that they can sleep on, and they insisted, no, they don't want to take their children's mattresses. They just give us some straw or something like that. We'll sleep on the floor. Okay, so he gave them whatever it was, and they slept. They woke up in the morning and said, "Well, maybe have something to eat. We're hungry, we'd like to leave by Thursday." So he said something to eat. "Oh, yeah, sure. I got a lot to eat." The fact is he didn't have anything, but he did have a cow. So he went and he slaughtered the cow, and he sold some of the meat, and he borrowed some from some bread, and he put this, and he gave the pupils to eat. And that was enough for all of Thursday. They slept over on Thursday night, woke up on Friday. The Baal Shem Tov said, "Listen, before we leave, we would like to just give us a little something to eat, and we'll be on our way." He said, "Oh yeah, sure, 100%. So he goes to his next door neighbor and he borrows something, and the other next door neighbor, and he borrows some more. And his neighbors say, "Listen, you borrowed, you owe us a lot of things, and we don't have much ourselves. And Baal Shem Tov is here." His neighbors don't exactly understand this Baal Shem Tov business, and the grocery store owner, he's already, So the Baal Shem Tov says after he says, "Listen, we decided we want to stay here for Shabbat. I mean, is that all right with you?" I said, "All right, that's the greatest blessing I could possibly have, to stay for Shabbat, sure." So he slaughters the goat. He has a goat and he has all these chickens. So he slaughters all the chickens for them to eat. And he goes and the last money that he's got, he goes to the little bit, and he goes to the grocery store and he buys some things. The grocery store owner says, "What's this you're giving me? You owe me hundreds of dollars. This is what, please, I promise you I'll pay you back." And he usually never borrows anything, he borrows anything, but when it's just difficulties, so he wasn't able to pay all of that. Okay, so anyway, the Baal Shem Tov stays for him for Shabbat. What an amazing Shabbat it was. Just holy, and the prayers were just so uplifting. His children enjoyed it. Everyone enjoyed it. His children enjoyed it also because they had meat to eat. They had food. And then Motzi Shabbos, the Baal Shem Tov said, "Okay, we have to have a malav malk." He gave them the last what he had. Early in the morning, they woke up. "We're going to leave. You have anything for us to eat for the journey?" He says, "Well, I don't know." He looks around and he finds this little, sardine, a little sardine that was cooked away. He said, "Listen, this is all that I've got, and I got some bread, a little bit left over from Shabbat." No problem. He cuts the sardine into 10 pieces. He gives the bread. "That's all you got? That's all I have." He says, "Okay, so eat it. Thank you very much." And the Baal Shem Tov gets in the carriage and fades off into the horizon. And all of his kids say, "Daddy, we want something to eat." And his wife says, "We're hungry." So he says, "Just one second." He goes to the grocery store. Grocery store says, "No way. You owe me too much money. I'm giving this about my children." That's what you say every time, Not going to give anything. Maybe here I have an old stale loaf of bread. Here you take this. It gives them whatever it is, it's a half a loaf of bread. And the kids, they eat it, they're hungry. They're hungry, comes afternoon, nothing to give them. Next door neighbors don't want to see him. They don't want to even open the door. And these comes the evening, comes the next morning, and the kids are crying. They went to sleep hungry. And he goes out into his front yard, and he lifts his hands to heaven, and he says, Rabbonu Shalom, creator of the universe, listen, I never asked you for anything for myself. Never asked you for anything. But listen, I'm asking now only for my children. They're hungry, for my family. Please, God, do something, do a miracle, anything, save me, save my children, please save me. And he starts crying and he falls down. And he's crying there for about 10 minutes. Suddenly he hears a wagon, looks up, there's this sort of like, a fancy carriage with 4 big horses, and it comes up in front of his house. There's different versions of the story, but this is the way I heard it. Comes up into his house, and there come out these 2 really rich Jews. They have tzitzis, they have this, and they say, he said, we stopped here just to eat. He says, listen, my friends, you can rest up here. I haven't got anything in the house. No, we have our own food. We have enough food for you and for your family also. We have enough food. We're on earth. We have food. And we're going to buy food. We have money. We have. So what is it? They're driving this big carriage. They have a driver. They have a guard. An armed guard is with them. And we come in. They come in. They bring this chests, of food. They put it down. The children are eating. They're just out of their minds. They're happy. He asked them some questions. Is the food kosher? Is it this? Yeah, everything is kosher. That's all. So he says, listen, I'm so grateful for the food. Can you tell me where are you going, if I may ask? He said, well, we have a big business, and we decided to divide the partnership up. And we can't find a rabbi that can give us exact advice how to divide it. We have stocks, we have bonds, we have livestock, we have investments, we have lands, we have cash, we have jewels, we have this, and we don't know how to divide the thing up. And so they start talking and says, tell me, are you a rabbi? He said, yeah, I'm a rabbi. He said, do you know how to learn? He says, yeah. Listen, there's a book which is called Choshen Mishpat, Shulchan Aruch, you know what? Yeah. He said, well, listen, maybe you can help us. Instead, we're on our way to go to Moscow or somewhere where there's a big rabbi. Maybe you can give us advice. So he says, okay, let's see what you got. So they give him all these numbers, and they says, this is what the investments are. And he sits, he goes, opens up a couple of books, and he says, listen, I think the solution is like this. And he gives them a solution. And they say, wow, that's just amazing. That really works. Everybody is satisfied. Let's go over this again. They go over it again. Said, okay, we don't have to go. And it was another 3 days journey or whatever it is to Moscow. We don't have to go there. We'll go home, and we want to give you, we were going to give the rabbi 1% of the whole, what's in question here. He said, okay, good, 1%. He said, well, all the numbers that we gave you, this was just, we gave you like 10s and 15s. Really, the fact is each one is like $100,000. So it comes out that this whole entire thing is like about $500 million. So you get $5 million. It's $5 million. He said, yeah, but we don't have all that money now. We're sorry, we don't have that much. But here you can take $50,000. Yeah, we owe the rest of it, and they drive off. So this is amazing. He's so happy with the advice. Immediately he runs to the store. He pays everybody off, everybody that he owes. Comes back home. Half an hour later, the Baal Shem Tov comes back. The Baal Shem Tov comes and says, oh, he says, Baal Shem Tov, I'm so happy. What a miracle. You brought such a miracle into my house. I'm so grateful that you're here. Here, take all this money. I got more coming. I'll give you more. The Baal Shem Tov said, all the money is yours. Keep it all. He said, that wasn't because I was here. I brought the money. It wasn't my blessing. So the reason you got the money is because you prayed. He says, all this money was waiting for you. The blessing was waiting for you in heaven. But you never opened yourself up to it. You never prayed for it. You're always satisfied with whatever you had. I had to force you to pray with all of your heart for yourself. The first time in your whole life you ever prayed anything for yourself.
Now I forced you. You opened up the door to blessing by your prayers, and the prayers came down for you. And he left. The message of the story is that prayer brings down the blessings that are waiting for us. And there's a lot of blessings waiting for us. And it shouldn't have to bring us to this desperate state that he was brought into. But the Lubavitcher Rebbe did bring us into this desperate state. The Lubavitcher Rebbe said that all the time we see that there's one person in the world that doesn't know what the Torah is, how good God is himself, that there's one Jew in the world that doesn't know what the commandments are, that doesn't do the commandments, is that should make us feel bad. We should feel crushed. And we should pray and request to God, we want Mashiach now, and we should do everything and say everything, Kol Yamei Chayecha, all of the days, all of our time, Chayecha, all of our energy should be only in making this world a better place to reveal Mashiach now. Have a good day. I'll see you all, God willing. 3:00 class. Anyone who wants to come is invited, free of charge. Bring your friends. But if you don't come 3:00, don't worry. You don't have to bring a note from your mother. I'm putting it up on YouTube, so you can look on the YouTube, and that you can also tell your friends. A lot of people watch the classes on YouTube, by the way. Have a good day. Shalom uvracha.
Thank you.
Maybe this afternoon.
Thanks, Rabbi.
My
Thanks,
pleasure.
Rabbi. Great share.
I have a joke. I'm not going to tell you the joke now, but at 3:00, I'm going to tell you that you're going to learn this. You can start laughing now. That's okay. But the joke is you're laughing more now than you will from the joke. I don't know if you enjoy the joke, but I'm telling it anyway in the afternoon. See you all 3:00.
Thanks, Rabbi.